Hey y'all, it's Arnese and I'm back with another Christian message. Can I ask y'all this? Have you ever felt like you've been called to do something, but you wasn't for sure if it was your purpose? Like, God's been sending you these signs, but you're just afraid to step out on faith. Like, God has given you these ideas, which you cannot get these ideas out of your mind. Have you ever felt like that? So I'm gonna share with y'all like some signs that you're feeling called to do something. It keeps coming back to you. No matter how much you try to forget it, no matter how much you try to put it off, it keeps coming back to you. The thought, idea, or passion keeps resurfacing. Like y'all, when I started this YouTube journey, this was my vent place where I could vent to people. I started this YouTube journey years ago, and I always see people, doing YouTube and just seeing their lives change before my eyes. It made me want to give it a try. But at the time when I was doing YouTube, I was just going through some things and I wanted to vent to people that can relate to me. So that's why I started doing YouTube. But then as time starts to pass by, y'all, I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, I'm tired of working for people. Like, I want to make my own schedule. Like, I want to make multiple streams of income. And I feel like God has called me to this place to become a seller, to step out on faith and use my gifts. But sometimes I get afraid. So the idea keeps coming back to you. That's the first thing. You feel unfulfilled without it. Like, it don't matter if you have a stable job or stable life. It always feels like something is missing, y'all. I have the children, I have the husband, I have the house, I have the car. I'm not making as much money as I want to make, but God keeps providing. But at times it still feels like something is missing. You feel peace and excitement. Your purpose is something that you're going to enjoy doing, waking up every day. Like, you're going to have a hard time sleeping at night. Like, that's how much you keep thinking about it. The Bible says your gifts will make room for you. Y'all, God has been showing me visions, and it's feel like sometimes I'm never going to get there. But you'll feel at peace, and you will feel the excitement, and you will want to wake up every day to fulfill your purpose. Sometimes people can confirm it for you. Like, you can pray to God for something, and He can send your mom, He can send your sister, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, grandma, grandpa. He will send them. Sometimes people around you recognize your gifts before you do. And this is something that I always pray about, because I don't see what God sees in me sometimes. But other people can see what God sees, but you got to see it. God is pushing you out of your comfort zone. A calling often requires stepping out in faith, trusting that God will equip you. How do you know you're called to something? Pray for clarity. Ask God to reveal it to you. James 1:5 says, if we ask for wisdom, He will give it. What are you passionate about? You don't have to be passionate about one thing. The Bible says your gifts will make room for you. What do people seek help from you about? Think about that. What could you do for free and still love it? Sometimes we don't be wanting to do anything for free because we know we got families to feed. We got bills, but sometimes you got to do things for free when you're just starting out. And don't look at it as you're doing it for free. Look at it as a long-term investment. Look at where you've been. Sometimes your life experiences shapes your calling. Challenges and trials often prepare you for your purpose. Y'all always say this. Just because God sits you down, just because things are not happening right now, doesn't mean it's never going to happen. It's going to happen on God's timing. But you got to continue to trust in Him. Your calling won't always be clear until you start moving. Step out on faith. You will never know what you're called to do if you never try. Write down what you're good at and start with number 1. And if number 1 doesn't work out, keep working towards it. And if it still don't work out, look at number 2. Eventually, something is going to work out, but you got to figure it out. What's one thing you feel pulled towards but haven't stepped out into yet? Leave me a comment down below, y'all. Hit that subscribe button.